and gents, welcome here as we get ready for our 21st race of our second season of the NNSCRA Hersheys Cup Series. Are you ready for some short track racing? Hope so, because we are at maybe the shortest track we're going to be at this entire season. This track is only a mere 4/10 of a mile around. That is smaller than Bristol, folks. That's about a 1/10 of a mile smaller than Bristol. And these drivers, they're going to try 3-wide racing here tonight. I guarantee you, we saw some 3-wide racing in the knockout qualifying session, and they're going to try it here tonight. It's a track where track position is a huge factor. Last week, we saw Joshua Circuli come from 16th place up to the lead and win the race at Watkins Glen. I don't think you're going to see a comeback story like that here today. It's all going to be who's starting up here at the front. That's going to be the main contenders for winning tonight's event. Sean Galligan will start on his first pole of the season in the 48 car, trying to pick up his first win of the season as well. Galligan is outside the top 30 in the point standings too, so if he does go to victory lane, he's got to hope he gets into the top 30 in points as well. He'll start off alongside of Rocco Twyman, who 2 weeks ago started on the pole position at Rockingham, North Carolina. Second time in 3 weeks, he'll be starting on the front row. One driver that we need to document here real quickly is Joshua Circuli in the 47. There you see him. He's going to be rolling off somewhere around the 14th position. Now, Circuli comes into this race still outside the top 30 in the points, but he picked up his second win of the season last week. He is 33 points within 30th in the standings. However, there are a couple of drivers that he needs to beat here tonight, including the pole sitter Sean Galligan, the rookie points leader Cole Baker, and there's another driver too that I'm trying to remember who it is, and I had it and I just lost it. Maybe I'll think of it during the course of the night. One driver he might be able to make up some ground on is John Cittadino, who failed to make the race here tonight. Let's go down and get the command.
Driver, start your engine!
There's the command to fire him up. Kyle Keith is 76 points out of 30th in the stands, and he's rolling off from the 13th position. 64 laps of racing seems like a lot of laps, but when you're at a track that's less than a half-mile long, not going to take a lot of time, especially even if we have a wreck-filled race. It won't take them long for pacing laps either. But Sean Galligan is a chartered ride. Got into this race, though, on speed so that his teammate could have his charter, Kyle Keith, in order to make this main event. Here we go. 64 laps here at South Boston. Sean Galligan, Rocco Twyman will get us underway. Race 21 is green. Galligan, the early advantage on the bottom, moves out to the top position. And will complete the first lap under green flag conditions, amazingly enough. We'll have to see how long it takes for them to bring out a caution flag. Oh, they're almost 3 wide back there. That was Johnny Gardner and Rocco Twyman getting unceremoniously put up to the high side there. So far, we're keeping it together, though, but Twyman is losing spots hand over fist. Ooh, now they're 3 wide. Johnny Gardner going up the middle on Rocco Twyman. Contact right there as they're rubbing doors, and now Holden Gluba fills the spot. Like I said, they're 3 wide. Oh, more rubbing doors between Brandon Gonzalez and Holden Gluba. Trent Dunham now caught in the middle. John Arndt moves us up to the high side. Meanwhile, back up at the front, Keith Batson is moved by Cody Lamas. Move him to second. Grayson Acavito will now take third. This is like a restrictor plate track. If you get kicked up to the high side, you're going to get freight train. You got to try and find a space back down in line. And here comes Grayson Acavito. That's for second place. All going on behind Sean Galligan, who's just looking at his rearview mirror saying, yeah, you guys go ahead, continue doing that. I'll just continue leading laps here and getting bonus points. Now Grayson Acavito is cleared into second place, and the caution flag is out, though. He was about to put a move on Sean Galligan. Trouble, look out! Yikes! That's Chris Dodd, Nathan Hudson, Dallas McIntosh on pit road. Keith Batson got involved. Cat Tellier's involved, and Batson was running up there in the front. And he got involved there. Levi McIntyre's got damage. The question is, which of these drivers were running up there in the top 10? Which of these drivers were actually involved in the incident that started the caution flag coming out? Cole Baker's got damage. William Brock's got damage. JT Bryant's on pit road. Joshua Circuli, last week's winner's on pit road. There's Chris Dodd in the 08. There's some more contact up here. Dylan Poteet, Zachary Fitzwater, Jake Baskinger, Kyle Matthews, all former winners this season, are all on pit road. Sean Galligan is the leader here under our first caution, coming out, I believe it was on lap 6. Tim Walsh, Anthony McCurry are now on pit road as well. That's the one problem with the short track being as small as it is. Doesn't take long for the leaders to catch up, and a couple of drivers got some damage out of that I think were running up inside the top 10. Carson Scott's now peeling down to the bottom of the racetrack. He may have some damage. But Galligan leads us under our first caution of the evening. Let's see what happened. Well, there it was. Right there you can see contact between Kyle Matthews and Dallas McIntosh. Says McIntosh up into Srigley. And I guess McIntosh didn't appreciate it, and he just crowds Kyle Matthews down to the wall. The two of them are going to hit the wall. McIntosh's car flips over, collects Nathan Hudson, who had absolutely nothing to do with it. He's going to pound the wall hard. JT Bryant gets a piece of it. And then here comes Chris Dodd, who is unfortunately caught up on the high side, and he has to slam on the brakes to avoid hitting anybody. Michael Norman gets a piece of it there with the right front. And then you're about to see, in just a moment, the leaders will be coming into this. Oh, Voiles just barely squeaked by. I thought he might make a little contact with McIntosh's Cheez-It Ford, but he didn't. Fortunately, Nathan Hudson's car comes back to rest on all four wheels. That's McIntosh, Hudson, JT Bryant, and Kyle Matthews pretty much involved. Chris Dodd is just kind of caught there on the high side, waiting for these drivers to either, either to move on or waiting for the caution to come out so he can get by. Because if he moves down, then he could maybe get run over by the leaders, who are just now heading into turn 1. And let's find the 73 of Keith Batson, because I think he may have gotten a piece of it. There's Cat Tellier and Carson Scott just back there as well, who I think also were involved. Let's see if we can find out. Chris Dodd now is trying to get his car down there. And unfortunately, here come the leaders. And Batson's going to make some contact right there. And he's going to slide right down in front of his teammate Cat Tellier, who has nowhere to go. That's how Tellier got her damage. And everybody's just trying to get around, trying to make their way through. Levi McIntyre's going to have nowhere to go. He gets run into the back of by Ryan Madden, who then gets run into the back of by McCreary, who gets run into the back of by Zachary Fitzwater. That's how that stack-up happened back there, with drivers getting damaged. There's Sekuli. Sekuli's not going to slow down. He gets into the back of Benjamin Miles. Rocco Twyman gets into the back of either John Art or Sekuli. There's Trent Dunham getting hit in the driver's side door. Dylan Young gets into the back of Flickinger. Cole Baker gets into Rocco Twyman. They just never slowed down. James Richardson into the back of Jessica Shelton. Joshua Michaels gets hit from Daniel Voiles, and that's how all these other drivers end up on pit road. Right there you can see the 47 of Joshua Sekuli is jacked up and actually on the hood of Zach Flickinger, and they're still backing into each other back there. Daniel Voiles gets nailed by William Brock, Tim Walsh, Dylan Poteet, and Jake Baskinger all there in a log jam as well. Nobody using the brakes here tonight. What is this, the ARCA series? But a lot of drivers got some damage. Look at Charles Sanford. He just moves around the high side. No damage, no nothing. Says, all right, you guys go ahead and run into each other. I'll just pick up some spots here under caution. But that's to put us under the caution for the first time here tonight. And remember I said track position is such a key factor? Case in point right there. That's what I was talking about. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing. We'll have some lap traffic. Anthony McCurry, Chris Dodd, Tim Walsh, Joshua Sekuli on the inside line. Top 10 as we go back green. It's Galligan, Acavito, Kyle Keith, Leon Alvarez, Keith Batson. Then Cody Lamas, Brandon Gonzalez, Aaron Henderson, Zachary Stoltz, Johnny Gardner. Green flag back out. You know, it's kind of worth mentioning, Kyle Matthews, when he was involved in that incident there, he was up mid-pack. And that was a backup car, and he started the race from dead last. That was quite a comeback that he was having, but unfortunately, it looks like he might have an early night as Anthony McCurry, I believe, just raced his way back onto the lead lap. Yes, he did. Not for long. Here comes Sean Galligan to put him a lap down again. So out of the race after that. Oh, caution's out. Caution's out again, and as the leader's going to get involved in this one. Oh, Zachary Stoltz and Aaron Henderson, the reason for this one. Charles Sanford's got some damage now on the front, and William Brock was sitting on pit road. Oh, more trouble. That's Johnny Gardner around. Charles Sanford held up by him. Holden Gluba, I believe, got a piece of it as well, and I think saw another car involved. Yeah, Keith Batson is coming to pit road. Well, might as well just tell you right now, since I don't know if we'll have an opportunity before we go back green again. Drivers out of the race at this point were Zachary Fitzwater, Cat Tellier, Zach Flickinger, Dylan Poteet, Jake Baskinger, Kyle Matthews, Dallas McIntosh, Nathan Hudson, and JT Bryant. There's probably going to be more, as I think I just saw a couple more drivers have retired from the race. Sean Galligan continues to lead. Fully expected a wreckfest. It's living up to my expectation. Let's take a look and see what happened. Well, this is a short track, but the impacts here, I'm telling you what, they are violent. Here's contact right there. Leon Alvarez kind of hooks bumpers with Keith Batson. Batson sent down towards the wall, takes Zachary Stoltz with him, and then comes right back up the racetrack. He's going to collect Holden Gluba and Aaron Henderson. Watch Henderson's hit right here. Bam! Right up and onto the wall. Look at Benjamin Miles. Close call there for the 25. Good grief. And then this is where Johnny Gardner's going to get involved right there into the back of Zachary Stoltz. John Art gets a piece of it as well in the 24. James Richardson also in the 11. And the 6 car actually comes to rest up on its side like that into the turn 1, turn 2 area, and then flips over onto its roof. There's where Charles Sanford got his front end damage from. Good heavens. A lot of hard hits being taken here early at South Boston. There's no doubt about that. And this is certainly looking like maybe last week's Watkins Glen race, where it seemed to be kind of a race of attrition. I think this is going to be a race of attrition, except this time we're running under the caution flag. And at least getting to somewhat settle things out and figure out who's running where. But, boy, don't want to be running mid-pack here in this track, apparently. And that's where a lot of our incidents are taking place already early on here tonight. We still got a long ways to go here at South Boston as well. We went back green. I missed it, but we got a battle for the lead. Galligan lost the lead to Acavito, and now Acavito's about to lose the lead to Benjamin Miles. And he will. Benjamin Miles, now the new race leader here at South Boston. 2-time winner this season, looking for his 3rd win of the year. Anthony McCurry, Joshua Sekuli, Chris Dodd, they all raced their way back, got a lap back, and Tim Walsh did the same, but now he falls off the lead lap. Acavito make that McCurry and Dodd are now on the tail end of the lead lap as things are scored. Drivers out of the race now include Zachary Stoltz, Keith Basson, Charles Sanford, as Benjamin Miles has lost the lead now to Grayson Acavito, who's got some cars battling up ahead of him there for, not for position, I'm sorry. Sekuli and Dodd are both separated by a lap, and now Miles back to the lead, and he'll take it once again. So the way they're running, Benjamin Miles leads, Acavito 2nd, 3rd place is now Kyle Keith, but he's under fire from Joseph Srigley, and Dylan Young completes top 5. Sean Galligan, who was leading early on, is now faded all the way back. I believe he's now running in the 11th position. Nope, 10th place is where they've got the 48 car scored. Maybe we'll settle into a long green flag run here, but I think the one driver that doesn't want a long green flag run is Anthony McCurry, because right now he's on the tail end of the lead lap. Battle on for the lead. Benjamin Miles has a rear deck lid full of Grayson Acavito. And it's Joseph Srigley, and Cody Lamas has now moved up to 4th. Leon Alvarez now in 5th, and they are 3 wide further back. Joshua Michaels, Kyle Keith. That's a battle for position. That's for, I believe, the 6th spot. Oh, William Brock. Slow car, damaged car, comes right up in front of Sean Galligan. And now he's going to hold up his teammate as Galligan's trying to fight his way back to the front again. The pole sitter got shuffled to the high side. Oh, Trent Dunham up into the wall with Dylan Young. Tim Walsh involved. That'll bring out a caution. Walsh spins. Trent's got damage. Dylan Young's got damage. And if that doesn't bring out a caution, I'll be shocked. It does. And Anthony McCurry now races his way back onto the tail end of the lead lap. Just a little side note, the now retired Stickers Cup Series, I believe Anthony McCurry was a winner here at South Boston in that series. But Benjamin Miles trying to become the first 3-time winner this year. He's out in front over Grayson Acavito. Let's take a look and see what happened. And hopefully this time I'll be back in time for the green flag restart. Missed it the last time. Well, Dylan Young and Trent Dunham were both running inside the top 10 at the time. And there you just see they just kind of hook bumpers, both up and hard impact into the wall. Trent's going to get the wall again. Then comes off the nose of Dylan Young, and there's just nowhere for Tim Walsh to go. Interesting, Tim Walsh and Trent Dunham getting together. Very ironic. Look at Rocco Twyman and Michael Norman. What amazing maneuvers there to get just between the spinning Tim Walsh and the inside line. And there you see on the right side of your screen, the flagman puts out the flag, the red flag, indicating pit road is closed, which meant the caution flag came out. So that's what put us under the caution. Let's go back green. Lights are still on atop the pace car, but we're going to give ourselves a little treat, an extra pace lap to try and settle everything out, so since we didn't have a pace lap to work with on the last restart. The way they line up for the restart, Benjamin Miles out in front, second place is Grayson Acovito, third is Joseph Srigley, then it's Leon Alvarez and Coda Lamas through top 5. Kyle Keith will restart 6th as the lights are out atop the pace car, will go green next time. Joshua Michaels now 7th. 8th is Emmanuel Hartnett. Sean Galligan is now battled back up to 9th, and Carson Scott will complete the top 10. Then it's Rocco Twyman, Michael Norman, Trent Dunham, Holden Gloop, Ryan Madden. That's your top 15. 16th on down, James Richardson, Aaron Henderson, Levi McIntyre, Benjamin Miles, John Arndt. Rest of the cars on the lead lap. Daniel Voiles 21st, 22nd, Anthony McCurry 23rd, Dylan Young. Drivers a lap down. They're still continuing. Chris Dodd, Cole Baker, Tim Walsh, Joshua Sakuli, now 2 laps down. Johnny Gardner and William Brock are 5 laps down apiece. Green flag back out. Jessica Shelton has taken her car behind the wall. Not really certain what she got involved in under that last caution, but she is our most recent retiree. We have 29 cars still on the racetrack, 23 on the lead lap. And nobody got their lap back. Benjamin Miles was able to clear all lap traffic. As there you see William Brock, Johnny Gardner, they'll be coming to pit road all race long, I'm pretty sure. Second place now is Leon Alvarez in the 9 car. He's got Kyle Keith all over his back bumper for that spot. And here comes Keith to the inside. Meanwhile, up ahead, lap traffic playing havoc with Benjamin Miles. Chris Dodd trying to get back onto the lead lap, and he does so as he'll make the pass on the 25. Here comes Tim Walsh trying to do the same, but Kyle Keith has thoughts for the lead. Here comes the 42. And he will take the top position away from Benjamin Miles. Now he's going to try and put Chris Dodd back a lap down. Dodd is right now on the tail end of the lead lap, no longer. Now falls a lap down again. Sean Galligan has worked his way now up to 4th. He's now looking for 3rd under Benjamin Miles. So the 48 car, our pole sitter, is fighting his way back to the front. And they're going to go 3 wide for 4th. Michaels, Acovito, and Benjamin Miles. Are they going to be able to make it work is the question. Oh, Lord. Acovito just clears Benjamin Miles, and now Joshua Michaels will move up into the, that's the 4th position. Now he's looking for 3rd off of Leon Alvarez, who just lost 2nd to Galligan. Galligan's now trying to reel in his teammate, Kyle Keith. Caution. Caution is out. And it took place in turns 3 and 4. It looks like it was Holden Gluba in the 55 who got a piece of whatever the action was. And Chris Dodd will still remain a lap down. So now it's Sega Motorsports 1-2 right now as they're having to woe up for drivers at the tail end of the field here. Ryan Madden and James Richardson. Boy, these cars look like they've been through a demolition derby, and so they have. Keith waiting for the pace car, and the pace car will pick him up. So Kyle Keith out in front over his teammate Sean Galligan. Let's take a look at a replay of what put us under the caution here. We're going to probably be restarting with less than 20 to go. Well, this was a battle for position. It was either 20th or 21st. I'm not really certain which. Holden Gluba, badly damaged. Racing with Ryan Madden, equally damaged. And just some contact there off of turn 2. Gets him in the left rear, turns him down to the inside wall. I wonder if there was some tempers flaring there. And oh my goodness. Sends him right up in front of his teammate, James Richardson, who clobbers the 55. That was some pretty heavy impact there. I don't know if Richardson didn't realize the 55 was going to be coming back up the racetrack, although the 55 was kind of, let's be honest, assisted up there by Ryan Madden. Very, very interesting. I don't know if these two got into each other last week at the Glen or if they got into each other tonight. Whatever the case, that looked like there was a score to settle between the 8 and the 55 there. Short tracks breed short tempers, and it certainly looks like we're getting some tempers flaring here tonight at South Boston. Let's go back for the green flag, see how many laps we're going to have left to finish this thing out. Hopefully they'll all be under green, but I'm not holding my breath. Well, as mentioned beforehand, and as you've been seeing constantly on the right side of your screen, Kyle Keith comes into this race 76 points out of 30th in the point standings. One of the drivers that he's been pretty much battling with to try and get up to the top 30 in the point standings, Joshua Sakuli, picked up his 2nd win of the season last week at the Glen. Kyle Keith is trying to pick up his 2nd win of the season here tonight at South Boston. His win earlier on this season came at the Tricky Triangle of Pocono. We haven't gotten the 1 to go signal, but we will be restarting with more than 10 to go, so we will still have the lap traffic to the inside line, which means that Sean Galligan, Kyle Keith's teammate, will pull up on the back bumper of the Target Chevrolet SS. In second, Leon Alvarez will be third, Joshua Michaels fourth, Rocco Twyman's fifth, Grayson Acavito there in sixth. Great run for the two drivers out of Bulldog Motorsports. Benjamin Miles was out in front a little bit earlier. He's seventh. Emmanuel Hartnett is in eighth. Trent Dunham ninth. Brandon Gonzalez is in 10th. After that incident, we do have more drivers out of the race. The two Joe Gibbs cars of James Richardson and Holden Gluba have called it a night. Green flag getting ready to come back out. You've got Chris Dodd and Tim Walsh. They're a lap down apiece. So is Cole Baker. Joshua Sekuli is 2 laps down. Green flag is out. And Kyle Keith trying to make quick work of the lap traffic. Not going to be so easy. Here comes Chris Dodd trying to get a lap back. Same for Tim Walsh. Dodd trying to clear. He's back on the lead lap. Tim Walsh trying to do the same. And Acavito is the first lead lap car that will get to the inside line, and he may be the one that might challenge for the lead here in just a moment if he can get to the inside of Kyle Keith. Here he comes. Tim Walsh and Chris Dodd are both on the lead lap now. Josh Sekuli is 1 lap down. There's some smoke right there. That's Benjamin Miles. Did his engine explode? I think his engine just went. On the 25, yes, a camshaft problem for the 25 there. Must have been something to do with the restart. Acavito leads the way now. Second place is Kyle Keith, Rocco Twyman in third, as Chris Dodd now falls off the lead lap once again. He's battled his way back on the lead lap several times, but the caution doesn't come out soon enough for him to be able to stay there, and now Tim Walsh will fall a lap down once again. We're getting close to 10 to go here. That's a tough break for Benjamin Miles, 2-time winner of the season. Caution flag is out again. Where are they at? Cole Baker, lap down car. Oh man, that car is badly, badly damaged. He's having trouble driving that thing. The rookie points leader, not having a good night here tonight. And we will line him up and do it again. This time we're going to be doing it, though, with less than 10 to go. And Grayson Acavito will have a lap machine between himself and Kyle Keith. So this will be very interesting. Nonetheless, though, let's look back at a replay of what happened to Cole Baker to put us under the caution for, I think this is the 5th time here tonight at South Boston. And this was actually right up there at the front of the field. This is a battle for 5th, so I'm surprised I actually didn't see it live, but I didn't. Leon Alvarez trying to the inside line. Joshua Michaels trying the outside line. They put the lap car of Cole Baker in the middle, and right there, Baker just slides up a little too much. He's going to get hooked in the right rear by Joshua Michaels. Both cars going to go up and into the outside retaining wall. Baker's car flipping upside down onto its roof. A lot of very scared doges right there. And then another driver does get involved in this. You'll see him come into view in just a moment. Trent Dunham, who was having a pretty good night. All of a sudden, there he is, caught on the high side, and right down into his field of view comes the 18. And pretty hard impact there for Trent. Little contact there as well for Carson Scott and Joseph Srigley, as it was a bit of a log jam there in a very tricky portion of the track, the exit of turn number 2. So Trent Dunham will have to see if he can get that car repaired. He was having a great run. He was just outside the top 10. Cole Baker was just trying to survive. He was a lap down 23rd. And Joshua Michaels, as we mentioned, was in a battle for the 5th position. And now he's got damage on his Aspendental Chevrolet. It's all a race of survival, it seems. And we're about to see maybe one of the craziest restarts of the night here with less than 10 to go. Lights are not out atop the pace car yet. We'll more than likely get the green flag next time by. When we do get the green flag, that means that the green flag will come, or when we do get the 1 to go signal, that means the green flag will come out on lap 58, giving us a total of 7 laps to go here tonight. It will be a single file restart, where the lap cars will merge with the lead lap cars. They will not be on the inside line. So you got Grayson Acavito, the leader, then the lap car of Josh Sekuli. Second place is Kyle Keith, then another lap car. Third place, Rocco Twyman. Fourth place, Sean Galligan. Then another lap machine before we get to 5th place, Leon Alvarez. 6th place is Emmanuel Hartnett. 7th is Michael Norman. Where did he come from? Brandon Gonzalez now in 8th. Anthony McCurry, remember he raced his way back onto the lead lap? He's now 9th. And Cody Lamas is 10th. And it's Carson Scott 11th. 12th, Levi McIntyre. 13th, Joseph Srigley. 14th is Joshua Michaels. 15th, Dylan Young. 16th, John Arndt. 17th, Daniel Voiles. 18th is Aaron Henderson. 19th place, will be Ryan Madden. He is the last car on the lead lap. Trent Dunham did put his car behind the wall, as did Cole Baker. They'll more than likely finish 25th, 26th, and 27th as the green flag is out. 7 laps to go. Will the race end under caution? Or can we race these last 7 laps green? Make it 6. Here comes Kyle Keith. He's trying to make quick work of Joshua Sekuli so he can set his sights on Grayson Acavito. Johnny Gardner peeling off for pit road, getting out of the leader's way. He and William Brock have just been trying to salvage whatever kind of a finish they can, but it's Acavito out in front. Keith in second. Then you've got third place Rocco Twyman and Sean Galligan in fourth. They're trying to still get around the lap car of Joshua Sekuli. It's going to be a one-on-one battle here for the lead and the win, I think. Acavito and Kyle Keith. Keith, the former winner this season. Acavito has not won yet this year. Kyle Keith has lost some ground now to Acavito as Sean Galligan slips into third. It'll be 2 to go next time by. And Grayson Acavito has checked out on Kyle Keith. 2 laps to go. If the caution comes out at all, the race will end under the yellow flag. Is that Anthony McCrory going for third? It is. McCrory found himself a lap down. He's now battled back for third place. What a comeback for the 61, but the white flag is displayed over the hood of the Dodge SRT Dodge Dart of Grayson Acavito. William Brock right in front of him. I don't think he'll be a factor, though, and Grayson Acavito will get his first win of the season, taking the checkered flag here tonight at South Boston. And Acavito is running really well in the point standings, so this could put him into the hunt for the championship. Well, it took us a while to get there, but we finally got the checkered flag here at South Boston. And Grayson Acavito picks up his first win of the season, second win of the season for Bulldog Motorsports. His teammate Leon Alvarez going to victory lane earlier on this season. Kyle Keith will have to settle for second. Anthony McCrory, I can't believe this. This guy raced his way back onto the tail end of the lead lap, and he'll finish in third place. Fourth place for Michael Norman, great run for him, and Rocco Twyman, a solid outing for the 19 car in 5th place after starting the race in 2nd. Sean Galligan started on the pole, and he'll finish in 6th. Cody Lamas finishes 7th, Brandon Gonzalez is 8th, 9th place for Joshua Michaels, and Leon Alvarez will finish the day out in 10th place. Of the 3 cars out of Bulldog Motorsports that made the race, they finished 1st, 5th, and 10th. What an outing for that team. Dylan Young will get 11th, 12th for Daniel Voiles, and the rest of the cars that finished on the lead lap: Emmanuel Hartnett, Carson Scott, Levi McIntyre, John Arndt, Joseph Srigley, Aaron Henderson, and Ryan Madden. Tim Walsh finished in the top 21 lap down. Then it was Chris Dodd, also a lap down, 21st. Joshua Sekuli will finish 2 laps down in 22nd. I don't know how much ground he's going to make up here this week in trying to get to the top 30 in the points. Trent Dunham had a great run going, but he'll finish out of the race in 23rd. Johnny Gardner finished multiple laps down in 24th. Cole Baker out of the race in 25th, and also multiple laps down, William Brock in 26th. And then all these other drivers finished out of the race. A camshaft issue for Benjamin Miles, who led some laps tonight. Also out of the race included James Richardson, Holden Gluba, Jessica Shelton, Zachary Stoltz, Keith Batson, Charles Samper, Zachary Fitzwater, Kat Tellier, Zach Flickinger, Dylan Poteet, Jake Baskinger, Kyle Matthews, Dallas McIntosh, Nathan Hudson, and J.T. Bryant. So that does it from tonight's race here at South Boston. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give us a favor, like, subscribe, become part of the crew today. Yet another winner added to the list. And if I'm not mistaken, now, based on where they would be if the drivers that came into this race in the top 30 in points are still in the top 30 in points, that is 15 of the 16 slots in the point standings taken by race winners. So it's getting really, really close. I honestly think we're going to have some race winners this season not even be able to make the 16 spot grid for the chase for the championship. Seems just that's the way it is, it seems, with all these different winners in the past couple of weeks. But Grayson Acavito will now add his name to the list, and he's running really well in the point standings, so he may have just, maybe, with quotes, clinched himself a spot in the chase for the championship. We'll have to see in the next 5 weeks if that is the case. Thank you all so much for tuning in to today's race from South Boston. We'll see you guys next time. Here's your full finish results once again. Here come your rookie point standings and your overall point standings heading into next week. I don't remember where we're going, but you'll see it when it comes out. Again, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time here on the NNSCRA Sports Channel, offline racing at its best.